I've studied the swings of hundreds of ball players. Here's the one thing all the home run hitters do that no one talks about. And no, it's not turning the hip or knob to ball. Those things are good, but this one is way more subtle. There's a big misconception because I didn't say all the great hitters do. There's a big difference. As a matter of fact, I only recommend doing this when you don't have 2 strikes on you. When you have 2 strikes, you need to swing for contact, not power. But if you only have 0 or 1 strikes, I recommend swinging for the line drive or home run. Why would I say don't do this when you need to make contact? Because it moves the bat through the zone much faster. As you probably know, more bat speed means more power. But there's a flip side. More bat speed means the bat is in and out of the zone faster, so you're less likely to make contact with the ball. Because let's face it, hitting home runs gets you recruited. It gets you to the next level. Here it is. Use your wrists. Now, everyone that grew up in the 70s and 90s knows this. It was probably drilled into you growing up. Snap your wrists, quick hands, flick the bat. Today, it's almost never talked about. Why? Because most experts think you'll do this naturally. If the rest of the sequence is right, then you'll roll your wrist at the right time. But here's the thing. Cocking your wrist back hard isn't natural. Guys that hit for contact almost never do it. They never do it naturally. Guys that hit home runs always do it. Well, almost. There is one exception, and I'll show you that at the end. Let's take a look at Ohtani's swing because his is the most subtle wrist cockback I've ever seen. Look how he holds the bat with no bend in his wrist. This is why a lot of batting coaches today don't talk about it, because it doesn't look like Ohtani does it. It doesn't look like a lot of great hitters do it. But when the bat is reared backwards, what do you see in the wrist? There's a huge bend backwards in his wrist. Then once the bat is over the plate, that's when you flick the bat or flick the wrist or whatever you want to call it. That's what causes the hands to roll over. Players aren't intentionally rolling the hands over, but you can't hold an object with 2 hands and snap the wrist without rolling the hands over. Here's the College World Series in 2025. Let's take a quick look at random players' wrists, then we'll see where the ball goes.
He did it there. Did you see it? And then he does it here. You can basically tell if they're doing it by when the bat rolls over. The bat rolls over in front of the plate or near the plate, then they're probably doing it with their wrist. If it's rolling over once they're over the other shoulder or not rolling over at all, they're probably not using their wrists.
Here's the exception. Bryce Harper. Look at this home run. He's pushing the bat through the zone. It's almost like a bench press. And look how late his wrists roll over. So do you need to use the wrist? No. Should you always use the wrist? No. Do you need to start practicing using the wrist if you want to take the ball deeper? Yes.